Okay, aloha, this is Harry from Harry's Guitar. Today I'm going to teach you a slack key song by Leonard Kwan, Manini. It'll be a great song to learn so that you can go back to my old videos of slack key, and whatever you learn from there you can apply it to this song. Okay, so let's have a close-up. Okay, first we're going to learn the framework of this song. Here's a chart. So it's 2 beats per measure, and this is what the thumb does. This is your 3rd G, 4th G, 2 D7s, then I'll call this a vamp, and a second vamp. Okay, so within this structure, a lot of hula chants happen. So for instance, Kumaka kai kenaya hi'ilabe kapapalohi mai au maukele. It's a famous song that was a chant first, and then it became sing-songy after the missionaries came and taught the Hawaiians how to sing. So the earliest type of slack key is you have chants turning into songs. So, but this is a instrumental based on the same hula pattern. So I'm going to teach you the theme of what Leonard Kwan did the very first time. So I'm going to learn measure by measure. Here's the first 2 beats. 1 and 2 and. You can use any finger you want. I use my middle finger. You can use your first finger. You can use any combination as long as you can get this in time. So you have to be patient with yourself and make sure the thumb. So I'm just playing the first 2 beats, and maybe you count it out to yourself, like 1 and 2 and, until you can get it in time. After you get that first measure, then the second measure, notice that just the numbers are different. It's at the 5th fret, but it's the same mechanical. So if you do 1 time each, that's the first 2 measures, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and then you just repeat it, and that's the first 4 measures of the song. 1 and 2 and. Now I'm playing it, I can play it even slower. You can play it faster. In slack key, even if you play fast, you just still want to play gentle. You want to play it as if it's a lullaby. Opposite from, say, flamenco. Flamenco guitar is like passion, fire, alarm clock. Slack key is, the Hawaiian term is nahe nahe, means to soothe or to calm. Okay, so that's your first goal, is to learn these first 4 and keep it steady. 1 and 2 and. Okay, now we're going to go to the second line. Here's the 2 D7s. You're going to notice it's diagonal in pattern. So I use my middle finger, first finger for the first half. 1 and 2 and. When I do the second one, I do middle finger, ring finger, but you're welcome to use whatever you want. So this is 4th fret, 5th fret. So pattern-wise, the G, the section, the first line, you had parallel patterns, whereas this 2 have diagonal patterns, And the same thing, you want to make sure you get the right bass note, and you count it out. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Okay? Now we're going to learn the first vamp, written within the red structure. Okay, so this is kind of tricky if you never played slack key before, but this is one of the kind of cool things. So this is 1 and 2. I use my baby finger here on the 4, and I call this a slow slide. And notice I don't take my finger off when I hit the bass note. So that's why I have that hold symbol there. 1 and 2 and then I can use my ring finger for the 4, so that my baby finger can go back to the 5, and you play 0. You're welcome to use other, say you use your ring finger instead. If you use your ring finger, then I would use the middle finger there. But I use the baby finger because it just kind of falls right there. And I figure, if you use the baby finger, you'll strengthen it and you get more used to it. So the first vamp, you count it like this: 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. And you just want to be able to keep it going. Then it'll be easier to learn the last vamp. So here's the second one. All the way up to the slide and the bass note, it's the same. Just the ending part's different. So notice 1 and 2, slow slide, bass, but you got a hammer-on pull-off there. And the last note is a finger note. So I'll do this slow. 1 and 2, slide, bass, hammer-on pull-off together, and then the last note is a finger note. Okay, so this whole thing is what is the theme. Okay, now as he keeps playing, he'll start changing things within the 4G sections and the 2D7 sections. The vamps, he kept it the same. So this is kind of showing you how slack key becomes kind of like jazz or blues. It's an improvised art form. So one way you can mix it up, here's an idea, is the first one you did was 2 and then 5, right? You could flip the 2. You can, second time you play, you start with the 5 first, then the 2, and you can repeat it. You could flip the 2 D7 sections. You do the 4th fret one first, and then the 2nd fret. But keep the vamps the same. So far, you know, if I played the first time the normal way, watch this. Here's the normal way. This is the original theme. Second time, just flip it. And keep the vamps the same. So this would be a great structure for you to go back to my old videos and, you know, look at the slack key different licks that I showed you, and you can use that and apply it to this structure. Okay, so other variations that Leonard Kwan did in his song. So here's a variation number 1. Here's a chart. It's a G. So it's a variation that you can do for 2 measures of G. And this is the way I play. I use my middle finger. Again, you can use any finger you want. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. So I'll do it slow. So you could use this for, you know, all 4 measures of the G. You can play it twice. And then you can play the regular D if you like. Or you could play the original one for the first 2 measures and then do the new variation. It's all interchangeable, but within that framework. Yeah. Okay, so here's a second variation that he did. This is for the 2 measures of D7 before the vamps. So here's an example. So I'll do it slow. So after you learn this, you could flip it. You can do the 2nd measure first, and then it's the first one. Or you could just play the hammer-on pull-off on every single one, you know. So you can use that in the 2 D7. So for instance, I could do, you know, like 2 Gs. I could do an original. Then you keep the vamps the same. So you're deciding to do these different versions without stopping. That's why it's kind of fun. Okay, here's another variation that he did in the song. This is all with the thumb. So this is to fit the 2 measures of D7. The rhythm goes like this. So example, I'll just play the original 4 measures. And this is where you throw it in. And then vamps stay the same. Okay, so other ideas. In Hawaiian slack key, you hear a lot of harmonic work. So I don't know if you ever played harmonics, but if you play the string and you lightly touch, it doesn't matter what fingers, The easiest is the 12th fret, because the 12th fret is the dead center of the two ends of the string. Basically, if there's a G chord, you just made it go an octave higher because you touched it in the halfway point. So if you half-weight again, quartered it, it'd be the 5th fret. And that's still a G. You could actually go the other way too. If you half this distance, you know, it'll be somewhere around here. But, so here's a G is the 12th fret and 5th fret is G. For the D chord, it's going to be the 7th fret. So often you can just practice like this and memorize this is G, D, G, G, D, G. And you can do one string or a chord, okay? Okay, so here's an example of using the harmonics. Here's for the 2 measures of G. So here's the chart. I'll do it slow. Again, you could flip it. You could start with the other side. You can mix it up any way you like. So that's for the G chords. And then here's an example with the D7s. So it's at the 7th fret. So here's slow. And again, you can flip this idea. You can start with the second half first. So if you notice when I played in the beginning, the very first time I played basically what he decided to be the melody. And then from then on, within the first 4 Gs and the 2 D7s, you can decide to mix it up any way you like, but we keep the vamps the same in this example. Okay, so again, example, I'm playing the original. This is what he decided to be the melody or the theme. Then second time he started varying it. Here, so I'm switching it, I'm flipping it. Then I keep the vamp the same, the second vamp. There's one variation. I can do the D7, first vamp. So I'm choosing things as I play. I could do, here's 4 Gs. Here's 2 measure D7, then first vamp. Then I could go back to the original or mix it up. Then the vamps stay the same and can end with a harmonic. So this is like jazz or blues, you know, it's a lot of improvising is fun. So learn the theme first and then check out all my old videos for more variations and try to juggle. Have fun.